Welcome to Speech Medalist, a special presentation of Toastmasters Youth Leadership Program. This program enables teenagers and one kiddo to develop their communication and leadership skills. While school closed and the world is going crazy during COVID-19 and the most recent social injustice. My name is Leah Bai. I'm a proud Toastmaster for 10 plus years. It's my privilege to host this program for 8 awesome students. They are smart, engaged, and competitive. Today, they are here to showcase what they have learned and progressed in the past 8 weeks. Before I started, I have a special presentation for them as a reward. I would like to introduce a special guest. She's one of the judges today, but also the president for my home club, Pro Speak. Let's welcome Miss Kimberly Bays.
Thank you, Leah. I'm honored to be here with this special group of teenagers. And as you said, a younger, I guess you have someone who's not a teenager. I just want you guys to know the value of what you're getting right now. I myself became a speaker when I was a child, and I found as an adult, it was a very useful skill. What you're doing right now puts you way ahead of the curve. You're posing yourself to be leaders, and I know that we'll see great things come from you in the future. Let's jump right in. We would like to present you all with certificates for participating in the Speech Madness today. And our first certificate goes to Ishika Grande. Yes.
Yeah.
And our next student that we are going to celebrate is Arav Desai. Next, we have Serene Lowe. Next, we have Ansel Sharma. Next, we have Arshit Sharma. We have next Adi Sharma.
Thank you.
Next, we have Soraya. Is it Sorayas Sharba.
Sarah.
Shara. I'm so sorry. And lastly with us, we have Andrew Yee. Good luck and congratulations to you all. Leah?
Thank you, Kim, for the rewards to our students. They deserve that. Just let you know, those certificates are in random order, no one before and after. I just randomly generated them. So without further ado, I'm going to give this stage to our children. Oh, yeah, you guys were introduced the judges, right, Arshis?
Yes.
Okay. I will have a special host. His name is Amesh, and let him do his tricks to you. And for everyone, would you please turn off your audio and also the video? And for the speaker, when it's your turn, you can turn on your video. Miss Suma, you are the timer. You need to stay on. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to turn off myself.
Oh wait, before we start, Archie, did you tell that the parents have the right to vote?
Yes, parents do have the right to vote for their favorite contestant in the matchup between people. For example, person A, person B, parents can vote for either person A or B in the chat. They can send it privately to our judges in the chat. Or if they wish to, they can share it publicly to our host, all that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
For that purpose, which is very creative, why don't we have the parents send all your, A or B to Kimberly. I just temporarily appoint her as the chief judge in case, we have A against B, the equal vote. She has to vote, okay? So just send to Kimberly. We don't have to announce publicly for, good spirit, okay? Thank you.
All right. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to our lovely host, Anish, who will be playing the host role of Jackson Gordon.
Yeah. Anish, his name is Jackson Gordon. No, Dad.
She gives a name.
So everyone, please mute yourself if you're not talking.
Hi, I'm Jackson Gordon and welcome to Speech Madness. Before we get started, I want y'all to know that we're raising money for the World Health Organization, as you can see in my virtual background. And so please donate as much as you can to the link in the chat. And if you don't have it, I'll send it again. And I will just do that.
Having trouble?
Yeah. Okay. So basically how this competition works is that there are 3 rounds. The first round is where all the contestants get to compete against each other to say their speeches. The second round is table topics, and the last round is a dogs versus cats debate. Okay, so now let's meet the judges. Up first, we've got President of Pro Speak Toastmasters Club, Kimberly Bass. Next, we have President-elect of Pro Speak Toastmasters Club, Baman Davani. And last, we have the founding president of Asian American Entrepreneurs Toastmasters Club, Son Gwen. Now for the matchups. First up, we've got Archit saying, "Welcome to a Nightmare," versus Andrew, who's saying, "My Toastmasters Adventure." Now I'll hand it over to our contestant.
So I'm gonna go first with my speech called "Welcome to a Nightmare." Everyone, please mute yourself. We do not want any background noise overlapping our contestant speech, which they worked hard to prepare. Hey there, and welcome to a nightmare called Earth. Here, it's an average climate of 200 degrees in the warmer months. It's 150 when it's winter. The number of humans here is 2 billion. And I think I can call all the ones who died lucky. You don't see my face because I'm wearing a mask all the time. I live in a place called Alaska, where 100 years ago, it was freezing, but now it's burning. I tell my assistant Alexa to turn off my lights, make my bed, and turn on my lamp as I jump into my bed. If you're looking for a glimpse of the future, just get out of here. You'll regret asking. In 5 days, we're sending the first colonization ship to the moon. If I have any say in this, I am not going to put up with extreme temperatures. The year is 2113. The tech guys have been working tirelessly. We have a rocket that's as fat as 500 elephants and loaded with bags. The rocket is part of a corporation called SpaceX. My mom and I are getting ready to get on the ship. She was in her spacesuit while I was getting fit in mine. I thought there's finally hope if we can get out of here, and that there are still many rockets in progress. This is the first attempt that we're getting out of here. We've been working real hard towards this moment. I think that me being one of the first ones up will spark a moon revolution. My mom's one of the head researchers at a science base, and there's no one to babysit me. So guess what? The SpaceX rocket is sending 50 people to help start up a base. Who knows what I'm gonna do? Make a science project on this? My display board is 50 years old. I guess I can make something. Moving on. At this point, my mom is telling me what's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen, that we're taking our best friend with us, Alexa. I felt way better about this experience now. Soon, we were loading ourselves up onto the rocket. There were many people at the launch site waiting for the big moment to start, the moment where we leave a home that we've known for 12,000 years, a home that we turned into a nightmare. I think this is the moment which really reflected the 12,000 years that we were here. The moment that we leave everything we've known just to move on. As we board, Alexa shouts, "Is there connection in space?" I say, "Sure there is." Alexa now feels very sure of herself. Wait, that's a robot. She has feelings? Well, she's my friend anyways. The guys are starting the countdown. Here we go. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we have liftoff. There's one thing that's going in my head right now, and one thing only. Ah! Soon, something radios in saying that we are in space. I hear tears all over. A few days later, the ship touched down, and we all got to unpacking. My mom tells me to get a bag saying, "Our stuff" on it. And we get unpacking. Such a fun thing to do. Meanwhile, I can see that the other people are working on infrastructure. I keep thinking, will our nightmare ever end? Will we find a way to right our wrongs? We blew up our old planet. Do we deserve a new one? Every time I see this in my head, I always say, there's a way. Because humans, we're always smart. We just need to put our head in different places. Because in every nightmare, you'll always find a window of hope. Thank you.
Now for Andrew to say his speech.
I just gotta say, Archie, that was an amazing speech already. So, timer ready? Okay, begin. Hi everybody, my name's Andrew, and today I will be sharing with you my Toastmasters adventure. Toastmasters has, in my opinion, has been a great program for us kids to improve our speaking skills and boost our confidence. When I entered the Toastmasters program, I was already an okay speaker, and I had okay confidence as well. I was only able to give a speech with full memorization after weeks of preparation. And every time I gave a speech, I had a paper in my hand like this. I looked down, read it word for word, and had no eye contact whatsoever. At my old Toastmasters program, the evaluators always said my eye contact was horrible. So even though I was confident at giving a speech, I was not confident at all in giving it in front of many people. My first 4 weeks were amazing. I became president and entered the worst stress mode ever. Just to clarify, it was amazing helping everybody as president, but it was horrible having that stress. I mean, that was the worst feeling ever. I never knew that everybody would overlook me sometimes messing up and also encourage me while I'm moving everybody forward in a session. They all gave me critiques and I improved as they improved. In my other Toastmasters program, I was only sergeant at arms and I had very little responsibility. So I took this Toastmasters program as a chance to learn leadership, speaking, and improvement. Not only myself, but everybody around me. Like I said before, they gave me critiques on every single speech as I gave them critiques. So obviously we all grew together. So I have way more to say, but unfortunately, all time comes to an end. So I'm gonna have to talk about my memories before I go. My first memory is everybody voting for me when I first was nominated to become president. I was really happy because they didn't care about how I looked. They only cared about my experience and how much they're going to learn from me after my presidential session has ended. I mean, look at me right now. So I hope you guys don't judge me based off of me shaving my head. And so my second memory would be Archit and Audie asking questions nonstop. I mean, after Miss Leah said, any more questions, anybody? They would ask at least 15 questions in total. So I'm just gonna say now during the classes, there's nothing to be afraid of asking questions. But now if you want to ask questions, I mean, you have the excuse to be scared. I mean, look at everybody here. Even I'm scared giving a speech right now. So before I go completely, I'd like to say some thank yous. I would like to thank Miss Leah for being our coordinator and helping us all improve together. All the guest speakers who have taught us basic speech and entertained us with their own. We even gave round robin evaluations for them to improve as well. I'd like to thank all of my fellow students who have critiqued me and made me even better than I am right now. Personally, I would like to thank Arjit for hosting this event and helping the people who are risking their lives right now serving us through this horrific moment. So last thank yous to all of you for donating to our fundraiser and making it a success. And remember, this is about fun, not war. So be nice to each other, and thank you for listening.
Okay, with
Good
that,
speech, Andy. That was beautiful.
right. So with that, we are going to move in to our 1 minute of judging. The judges are going to go off and see who they vote for. In this time, the parents can vote for whoever speech they like better. Mine or Andy's. And remember, just like Andy said, this is about fun, not war. So with that, we are going to go to our sponsors, which is our fundraiser for the World Health Organization. We would love it if you all could donate today to our awesome fundraiser. And that we are proud to say that we have reached half our goal. We are at about $500 and our goal is 1K for this fundraiser. So we would really appreciate it if you could donate to our cause.
As much as you can.
Can I just ask a quick question? Sorry.
Yes.
I think the judges have gone. Have they gone to the other room?
Yes.
So I don't think it's allowing us to vote or send her a private message. Was everyone able to do that? I'm asking the parents.
No, it's not allowing us to vote.
No,
In
it
that
isn't
case,
allowing
send to
us
me.
either.
I forward to them.
Are the students allowed to vote?
Student, and let the parents do that. That would be very complex. Too much stress for you guys. You know, preparing for the speech, then try to think who is the winner. Okay, you guys have done that in the past 8 weeks. Relax. Okay, parents, since you guys cannot send to Kimberly, just send to me, and I'm a middle person. I will forward to her. For the first group, you know, Andrew or Archis. Okay. Just directly private message it to me. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Gotcha. And this should get, for your information, parents, I didn't do anything. It's Arch's idea, and every planning and implementation was done by the kids themselves. So this is the easy task for me. I'm just sitting here watching.
Archit, do you want to tell everybody where to go to the chat and make sure it's private?
So
Let me see. Okay.
the chat is where you can send your votes to Miss Bai. Also in the chat, there is the link to our fundraiser. I'm just gonna post the link to everyone again in case they want to donate. It's right there. Also, cast your votes to Miss Leah and just have fun watching us all.
Okay, I got 2 messages. I think that's private, right? Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm putting here. Okay, the first group. Okay, parents keep sending to me. Okay, I got from Kimberly says she's the only one in the break room. Barman and the song. Are you able to find the breakout room? We are in.
Yeah, I cannot. I mean, like, well, how can I get into the breaking room?
Go to the bottom right. You see there's a breakout room, like 4 squares. Click that one. Find judges or breakout room 1. Click join. This is a new thing for us. Barman, are you there? So move your mouse to the bottom right.
Bottom right.
Yeah, you see the breakout room on the bottom. Breakout room.
Breakout. I saw before, but I cannot remember.
Okay, let me see.
Well, they're working
We
on
don't
that.
have breakout room. We don't see that.
You don't see that? Interesting. Kimberly is the only one there, she said.
Yeah, we just send the text to Kimberly through the text privately.
Okay.
Okay, a quick shout out to our highest donors.
Yeah.
So our top 3 highest donors: Sridhar S, $50, Meena Bardvaj, $50, and an anonymous donation for $40.
Whoa.
How can I donate? I mean, I saw the link on Facebook. Can I do later? I saw that.
Yeah, and you just click it into your browser. Yes.
Okay.
Take a video on my phone.
You have to.
Is Kim back? Kim is not in the breakout room. She disappeared.
I'm here.
Oh, you're back. You were the only one there, and the Song and the Barman couldn't find the doors to the breakout room. So they sent the result to you, right? Okay, that's fine.
Are we good to move on?
Kim, you can have the result?
Yes. Oh.
Okay, and keep going. I'm gonna
waiting for San's result. San, I
okay,
sent you
let's
a
wait.
message, and we're ready after San.
Yeah, I send you the message. You don't see that? Oh, it's okay. I send you here now. Again.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Sorry. There you go.
Got it. We're good.
Okay, Kim, and the parents also vote. They send the information to me directly. So I'm gonna total and I send you the result. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So keep going.
Okay, we're good.
So we will announce the winner for me versus Andrew, and then we will move on to the next pair.
Okay.
You want me to announce the winner, Leah?
Yeah, that's perfect.
No, not yet. Let's wait until the first round. We don't want any pressure to the kids now. Okay.
Okay, first round. Okay, perfect.
All right. If that's the case, then I think we can move on to our next pair of contestants, and the person who will be introducing them is our very own Jackson Gordon.
So the next pair is some sibling rivalry. Adi, who's saying Bendamtopia versus Anshul with Courage Loss. Adi, would you like to start?
Yes, I would. Thank you. Is the timer ready? All right, you can begin. When the British were conquering a lot of countries, it also conquered America. And that led to the USA saying, we don't want you here, and we don't like your government, and they kicked out England, and they formed a new government, a representative democracy. But how many times has this happened? Have we ever wondered if the British got their freedom from a different country? Imagine what would happen if we elected a thief for president. The thief would probably just say, mwahaha, rob the White House, and think of any more evil things that could happen in that. In school, me and my fellow classmates were faced with a difficult assignment to create our own country. And me and my fellow classmates put all our effort into creating what we thought was our best utopia we could make, called Benedemitopia. And it means a utopia for the good of the people. But actually, it also means a utopia for the good people, because only people who are truthful and kind can become a citizen of the country. So while you're traveling to Benedemitopia, just visit those bullies you have and wave them bye-bye. It'll be so good to hear that. That is why I take pride in this benevolent country with all its stunning attributes. The main statistics of Benedemitopia are very unique. First of all, the location is on the moon because the polluted surface of the earth is actually very not unfit for it. The way it works is that we use technology to create a gravitational sphere around the room, causing a hemisphere so that we can breathe in oxygen. Also, we have a motto, but it's in Latin, but it means bring peace for all mankind. Also, our currency is called luxury points. They work differently than any other currency. Our flag is black with the symbols of the national animal, the dove, and the moon on it. Imagine what would it be like to live in this tranquil paradise. The government is a very unique government, and I created it all by myself. I named it the Tetra Council. Basically, 4 peoples govern their country, along with the help of some citizens. The first is called the Peacemaker. Yeah, you guessed it, he helps keep the peace. So when you and your friend are having a fight about they did a job and you got paid more, they resolve it with the help of the Peacemaker. However, please try to resolve that with your parents first. The next person is the point scorer. When you enter the country, you have to take a test to see if you have a pure heart. And the test is lie detectors, so you're not going to get away with this. Once you get on, we can wear the suits while traveling to Benedemitopia. And they have suits designed for pets too, so you don't have to worry about leaving your precious Poochie behind. Anyway, the point scorer kicks a person out if they have not enough luxury points to stay in the country, and they have to take the test again. Luxury points take care of all your wants because your needs are given to you for free. Would you rather live in a house with 100 or with 100,000, a mansion? The third person is the brick builder. In accordance to the person's luxury points, he builds all sorts of architecture, and he gets a very big salary from the point scorer. So when you're interested in moolah and want to become the government and have some power, be the brick builder. The last one is the task worker, who creates all the fun jobs that people can do. So hopefully this is not a job, but if you say, Mommy, I popped a balloon today. Great, sweetie. Now you can get 100 luxury points from the point scorer. And it'll be that easy. So you might be thinking that 2 of those government people work under the other 2, and you'd want to be the 2 that are on the top. And that's why the members of the Tetra Council switch every 3 months. So they have the equal amount of experience for 1 year. It has many different unique holidays. For example, Moon Day, which celebrates the peace and tranquility of the moon. And there's also Delivery Day, which is when the Tetra Council gathers materials from Earth. Yeah, you don't think we build everything out of moon rocks, do you? Benedemitopia has many more fun holidays like that. So when the day comes that people can actually build Benedemitopia, it would be a great day for mankind. And you should automatically go up there and take the test. Hopefully you're pure enough so that you can live in the heavens on Benedemitopia, this wonderful country in this wonderful paradise.
And now for Anshul to say courage loss.
One day, I do my homework and do my chores, and I help out around the house. Then, after doing all that work, I decided to ask my parents if I could play some video games. Of course, it had to be video games. Now, I decided to ask my parents, but as soon as I reached my parents, I had the strangest feeling. It seemed as if all the courage inside me just vanished, and it suddenly left me. Now, you may be thinking that because I'm actually only 9, you may be thinking that this only happens to people who are young. Wrong. This actually happens to people. It can even happen to adults when they ask questions to their boss. Now, has anything similar happened to you? If it has, it's really nothing to be ashamed about, because believe it or not, it's common for that to happen. Sometimes people want to ask something, but they feel quite afraid to ask it. And that happens when someone has a big courage loss. Now, let's say that, for instance, say you weren't paying attention to a teacher's big, boring lecture. Of course, that's happened to me when I was little, and maybe some of you too. So anyways, after the lecture was finished, you wanted to ask the teacher what on earth the lecture was about, because you weren't paying attention just a slight bit. So maybe when you first say that you have a question, the teacher would probably be all kind and say, "Oh, what is it?" But after that, you were too afraid to ask the rest of the question because you knew that the teacher would most likely have fiery eyes and smoke coming out of her ears in anger just because you didn't pay attention to a big lecture. That would be a major example of the shyness to ask something that people sometimes get. Now, let's get that torturing image of a yelling teacher with smoking ears out of her head and continue on. So you know that it's really nothing to be ashamed about if you suddenly lose all your courage. So you may be thinking about what to do when this happens to you. That's why I'm here. Let me tell you a few ideas of what to do when this happens to you. First of all, you should obviously try to go through everything that you did before you asked that question. Check if you did anything wrong that might make the person who you asked the question to laugh at you or have really bad, harsh feelings at you. If so, you should obviously find to try a way to correct yourself before you ask your question. Now, if you don't understand that, to make it a lot easier to understand, let's go back to that big boring lecture example. Try to act like you were the teacher. How do you really think you would react when you realize that one of your own students wasn't paying attention at all to your big lecture? And I mean big when I say that. Well, let's be honest here. If you really were a teacher, you'd probably be pretty mad when you find out that your own student didn't play the slightest bit to a really big lecture. But seriously, hopefully your teacher doesn't have fiery eyes and smoking ears, because that just brings harsh thoughts. So if you realize that you're making some mistake in whatever you're doing, and you think that you may eventually feel the need to ask a question, you should try to fix that mistake right then and before you have the need to ask a question. Now, let's move on to another idea of what to do when you have a loss of courage. So when you ask a question, try to say that question as nicely and kindly as possible. Say it sweetly. For example, try saying kind things like, "I'm really sorry for this," when you know you made a mistake, and try saying things like, "May I please do this," just to be kind. And please actually mean that, because lots of times your mom says, "Oh, what do you say? Thank you." And you just say thank you, then you run off, you don't even care. Please actually act like you mean it. So usually when you say things nice like that, sometimes it can prevent the person who you asked the question to from being all angry and scolding you. Also, Try putting on your cutest puppy dog eyes so that whoever you're asking can't resist you and has to say yes. It's like a hypnotize. So sometimes if you just deep breathe and believe in yourself, you heard me, believe in yourself, you can actually regain that lost courage. Now, whenever you're afraid that your teacher will be all angry with smoking ears and fiery eyes, ouch, you know just what to do. But let's be honest here. Hopefully your teacher doesn't have fiery eyes and smoking ears, because that's just bad. Thank you.
Great job, guys. And now will the judges announce the winner of Archit versus Andrew?
Well, we will wait until the first round is over. Okay.
So once again, another quick word from our sponsors, which is our GoFundMe for the World Health Organization. We would always love it if you could donate and to the World Health Organization. I can see my buddy Jackson's rocking the virtual background. So parents, if you could donate, that would be awesome for us. And also a quick shout out to some of our donators. Some of our donators include Amita Desai, Long Yi, Ajit Kalakunja, Brit Vish, Sumangala Rajaram, Meena Bardvaj, and there are many more on that list. So everyone, donate if you can. The link is in the chat if you need it. I'm going to resend it again, just in case you missed it. And yeah, have fun watching us.
Okay, moving on to the third round. We've got Shreyas saying valid points versus Arav, who is saying, coronavirus as a whole. Okay, Shreyas, would you like to start?
Oh, hold it. Let's give judge some time to finish in their selection for the winner from the two speakers who just speak. Okay.
Okay.
And the parents, do feel free to send me your private message about whom do you think will be the winner between Adi and Anshu. I already got some from you, some of votes from you guys. Keep sending, okay? Hello, artist, and our chief judge, Kimberly, just donated $40.
That is amazing.
Yeah, we give us some.
That's great.
Thank you.
You're
So
welcome. I'm listening as anonymous.
$530 right now. Great job, all donors, all participants.
Okay.
Who participated.
We are donating.
It says 490.
It says 490. If you go to manage fundraiser, it should show all the donors. You just need to reload the page.
Okay.
If George said we are good to go, and our dear host, go ahead and announce the third group. Okay.
Okay, so Shreyas, would you like to start with your speech? Valid points?
Is the timer ready? We
all love our parents, but sometimes they can be our worst enemies. Now, don't forget, they still may be your parents, but they are humans, and humans will sometimes jump to conclusions. Let me give an example of this. Let's say you make this great, big, amazing Lego masterpiece, but then your sibling comes along and just breaks it. Well, your instinct is to beat him up because you spent so much time on that. But then you hear your parents come up, and then all they see is your sibling crying and you standing there. The first conclusion that they jump to is that you just hate them and they don't want to hear your side of the story. Well, this is what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about valid points or your side of the story that no one wants to hear. Now, what is a valid point? A valid point is when your parents don't want to hear anything you want to say, like your side of the story, and then you get punished for something that you shouldn't have got punished for, like that Lego example. But I believe I have found a way to at least get this thought inside their head. There are 4 major steps. The first step is to have a talk in advance with your parents. You want to say something like, I get in trouble sometimes, and I feel like I shouldn't have. But then you never want to hear my story because you're too angry. And this is very annoying, isn't it? So then they either take this into consideration or they just won't care. If they take this thought, then the first step is complete. If not, say something like, haven't you ever gotten in trouble as a kid? They will most likely say yes, because believe it or not, your parents were once kids too. So now, after they have said this, as I said earlier, the first step is complete. The second step is a keyword, or to make them realize that you will be using this in real fights. Make a keyword so that the next time you say it in a fight, they will remember this talk that you had in advance, and then they will remember to listen. The third step is to make them promise that they will not get angry and will listen. This also goes for you. You have to make sure that if your parents have a counteract to what you say, like let's say that you hit your sibling just because they were being annoying, well then your parents may say, well, you should have just ignored him. That makes sense, right? So you also have to promise not to get angry if they say something like that. Now the fourth and final step is to apply it in a real life fight. Because once you miss that chance, it's gone. You can't just get grounded for a week, then 2 days later say your side of the story, because now you got to live with it. Now, keep in mind, sometimes you may not always have a side to the story. So don't always just go up to your parents and make up something just so that you don't get punished. Well, that's unfair. In conclusion, make sure you follow all these 4 steps. First step, pre-talk. Have a talk in advance with your parents so that they know that you will have to use your side of the story. Second step, a keyword. Make sure you have a keyword so that they can remember this talk. Third step, the promise. Make them promise that they will not get angry and they will listen to you. This applies for you too. And finally, the fourth step. Make sure that you will apply it in real life situations so that you will not get as punished as you need to. Hopefully, all these 4 steps to get a valid point inside your parents' head works for you, because surely this works for me. Thank you.
And I think our timer has seen a lot of that because our timer is his mom. So we are going to hand it over to our lovely host, Jackson Gordon. who is part of the Matrix cast, as you can see from his glasses.
Okay, so now, Ara, would you like to say your speech on coronavirus as a whole?
Yes, okay. So, timer ready? Have you ever thought of how many people have actually died from this deadly virus, the coronavirus? So let's start all from the beginning. In Wuhan, someone ate a bat or a snake, but no one knew corona was a such thing back then. Well, it spread. The guy who ate it spread it to his family. That family spread it to other families. And as you know today, we're in quarantine and it's all over the world. So people have lost their lives from this virus, and economic impact, people losing their jobs, and lack of access to healthcare. A lot of people have done unemployment and another thing that is really bad or disadvantages are that you cannot go to school, you cannot hang out with your friends. Basically, your whole routine is ruined on a compared to a basis from a regular day. What I'm saying is that COVID-19 restricts a lot of things, but that's not all. There's still a lot of things. Let me tell you this. You need to listen to what I'm going to say. You need to do this. So you have to wash your hands for 20 seconds, at least 20 seconds, to stay safe from this deadly virus. And keep anyone that you know from your family that's older than 60 years old to make sure that they don't go out and just get corona. But you're not sure that they have corona, so that's why. Just make them stay home. And also wear protective gear when you go out. Because if you don't, you might because you know that coronavirus can be transferred through contact and air. So someone could smell it, or if someone touches you or gives you a handshake or touches a table and then you touch the table, you'll get it if they have it. But no, you don't know if they have it. So that's why you shouldn't take a risk, and you should always wear protective gear, like gloves, a face mask, and much more things to keep yourself safe from this virus. And another thing I have to say is that it's just so unbelievable, and it's so sad that a lot of people are dying. And yeah, and from the coronavirus, a lot of things have started, like Zoom, Google Meet. It doesn't have the real experience of a regular thing. For instance, school. No one likes school right now, e-learning, and it's so tempting to go to school. But when you are at school every day, 24/7, you just don't want to go to school. But then when you have e-learning, you just want to go to school so bad. It's just weird like that. And the coronavirus has caused all of this damage to us. And I'm sure God has planned this out and did this to us for a fact. And just to make sure, since you know how it started, do not eat bats or a snake that just raw meat, because you could get sickness from it and you don't know what the sickness the animals have. And make sure you and your family are safe. Another thing I have to say is that like the coronavirus, we are all in a Zoom meeting instead of doing it in person. This Toastmasters, it would not be here, it would be in regular person. But it's just that you can't do anything about it unless they come out with a vaccine, and this can finally end this horror nightmare. So that's all I have to say about the coronavirus, and thank you.
All right, so with that, the judges are gonna go in their breakout room and discuss the matchup. And while they're doing that, everyone cast your votes to Miss Leah, and she will forward it to our beloved judges. And with that, we're going, instead of going from a word to our sponsors, we are going to have a little conversation with our guest, Jackson, because he has been found playing an extra from The Matrix, as you can see from those awesome glasses. So Jackson, describe your experience on the set of The Matrix with characters like Morpheus and Neo.
Well, I didn't exactly prepare for this, but one thing that's really cool about being in The Matrix is you get to like do all these stunts, but in reality, you don't even know how to do them. And you get to have so much fun with playing the role, the what's it called? The role of the main character in like one of the biggest hit movies. So that's
It
all.
said here that you were an extra, like, you know, one of those guards for those, you know, robot guards. And
Yeah.
also, what we also found out is that you were a very good friend of Keanu Reeves.
The who now?
Keanu Reeves, the actor who played Neo. I bet you don't remember, like, you know, the 90s.
Well, Connor was a good friend of mine, and he was one of my best friends, and he loved the main role, not an extra like me, of playing Neo, the main character of The Matrix. And I don't know much of him, but his favorite color was black, as you can see from his color.
It's not the color of his skin, the color of his clothes.
Yes, what I meant.
Yeah. So that's all we have from Conversation with Jackson.
Okay, the judges are ready.
So with that, we're gonna have Jackson move on to his introducing the next matchup.
The last matchup of the first round is the two ladies, Serene with Spies Online versus Ishika with Friendly Qualities. So Serene, would you like to start with your speech?
Sure.
Turn on your video. Yeah, move your camera a bit down, so like we can see your clothes.
I think my video is a bit frozen. I can't like really see when. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, so my speech is Spies Online. So phones are a part of your everyday life, just like eating, breathing, and going to sleep. A few years ago, people could only dream about phones, but now phones are everywhere. You'll wake up to the annoying beep of your phone alarm, and you play games on your phone every waking hour, or whip it out to ask it something ridiculous, like the cats eat pickles. Also, you can contact friends, talk with them live, and basically interact with them in many ways if you can't meet in real life, especially during these difficult times. Many of us depend on our cell phones like they are our lives, and many of us never contemplate whether our cell phones could be anything other than helpful. However, phones may not be the one perfect aspect of our lives that we've always relied on. Have you ever considered that phones could be spying on you, stealing your information, or even stealing your identity? It's kind of creepy how ads always seem to be related to what you were just talking about. Like an ad for a hotel in Paris popping up when you're planning a trip to France with your friend. Or maybe you were searching for a new house to live in, and ads for a mansion in Beverly Hills just started popping up on YouTube. This is because the websites you go to, the things you search up, and even your phone calls are all being used to choose and personalize your ads. The thing is, you agreed to it when you signed that tiny box with the agreement and conditions that you never read in tiny fine print, or check that box that allows the website to use your cookies, which are usually used to improve user experience, but in some cases can be used to like personalize ads, or like customize them. These might be used to create ads targeted towards you. And while this may seem like a small price to pay for the conveniences of your cell phone, it could lead to things that have a bigger effect on your life. You could wake up one morning and realize that your life has been invaded by sentient robots that have all your information and control your mind. Well, that isn't likely to happen, but you get the point. There is also another way phones are intruding on your privacy: facial recognition. Some examples are Photoshop apps or apps that show you what you're going to look like when you grow up or how you look like when you were younger, which don't work. While most apps that use facial recognition are harmless, some apps on phones actually sell their facial features to companies that might use them to make money or sell them to people that might try to hurt you, like identity frauds that impersonate you and essentially steal your identity, or hackers that can gather personal information on you by doing reverse image searches in Google. Some apps can even trap your location or address with a function that is supposed to help you, and they can use that to hurt you or like rob you. Phones can also gather your personal information like address, birth date, credit card numbers, or passwords and sell them to people that might use it to hack you or steal your money. You might ask, where on earth would they get this information from? Well, when you make an account on some websites, a lot of websites ask for this information, like credit cards, birth dates, your full name, or your address, and you just can't resist because they have all your favorite movies and games. However, these websites can sell this information to people like hackers, scammers, identity frauds, or people that just want to steal your money, like internet scammers that call you for your credit card numbers. Phones can take away a lot of privacy, but they also bring a lot of benefits. Phones can save your life. They can allow you to connect with your friends and stay sane in a time like this where we are all cooped up because of coronavirus. And they can entertain you, inform you, and basically teach you anything you want, such as recipes, math problems, and like they can even teach you give you entire classes on a subject. The question is, are you willing to give up your privacy for this device that so many people call an essential in their life? Well, that's for you to decide. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Ishika, you ready for your speech?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll have Ishika.
Turn on your video.
Friendly qualities.
Can I start?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort to be a real friend and to find a true friend. Sometimes it can be difficult to find a meaningful and genuine friendship. When someone understands you and fully accepts your complete self, it really is a great friendship. Finding a true friend is like discovering water in the middle of the dirt. Best friends are truly a treasure. I have met many people in my life,
and I have many friends, but I only consider a few to be true. Over the past few years, I have understood that the meaning of a good friend. I've learned that there are certain qualities to look out for when choosing a friend. Loyalty is one of the qualities that I value the most. A good friend is like a four-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have. A loyal friend is someone who supports me and takes my side even if they don't agree. A loyal friend is someone who is fine with me during the good times, but more importantly, someone who supports me during the bad times. Trust is another important quality that I value in a friendship a lot. Before you can expect your friends to trust you, you must prove to them that you're trustworthy, and you must learn to trust yourself. Trust to me is someone that will always hold my secret safe. I also like to surround myself with friends who are accepting. My friends are patient when I make mistakes. In other words, they are really, really forgiving. My friends remind me to look at my mistakes as a way of getting better for the next time around. They accept me for who I am. When choosing a friend, I also look for honesty. I want a friend that is going to be truthful, even if at times the truth hurts. Oscar Wilde once said, "True friends stab you in the front." This quote kind of rephrases how I want my friends to be like. They should never say anything bad about me behind my back, but they should say it directly to my face. I hope that if I ask my friend for their opinion, they will let me know exactly what they think. A huge trait is that they should always cheer you on. Your closest friends should be your biggest cheerleaders. It is important for them to encourage my dreams. I have many friends who all need a cheerleader to say, "I'm proud of you. You can do this." I can honestly say that my closest friends are my biggest cheerleaders. Bullying is actually an extremely important topic to me. A true friend would be okay for you to lean on them anytime when you are getting bullied. Your real friends will help you navigate through these tough times. My friends are also very, very special and are unique. They always remind me that there's something to smile about, even when I'm feeling down. They are there to remind me that a dishonest friend is actually an opportunity to meet someone new, or that a bad grade is an opportunity to learn something new. They always flip the bad things upside down. Lastly, my true friends should appreciate my differences. This is so important. There are some people who will try to mold you into what they want you to be. There are also other people who will try to celebrate your differences. They should appreciate diversity in every possible way, and they shouldn't convince me to see everything the way they do. To conclude, I have learned that there are certain qualities to look out for when choosing a friend. Everyone has different traits that they look for when choosing a friend, but mine are that they should be loyal, trustworthy, accepting, honest, they should always appreciate my differences, and they should cheer me on no matter what. They should always be behind my back when I need it. Someone once said, "True friends are never apart, maybe in distance, but never in the heart."
Miss Suma, while Kimberly is totaling the selections, would you please tell her in the private message if any of the contestants disqualified because of their time limit? Okay. Parents, would you please send your vote to me?
Okay. While we are here, there is one last question I want to ask for conversation with Jackson, and that is, in the Matrix, would you have taken the blue pill or the red pill?
The red pill.
Ah, so you're like Neo, I can see. That's real nice. And
What have you taken?
The blue pill. I'm way too scared. And also, after our first conversation, Andrew texted me in the chat yelling at me for forgetting Lawrence Fishburne. Can you describe your experiences with the actor who played Morpheus?
I don't exactly remember him, but he was a good friend. Okay, I don't know him at all.
So you were only with Neo, I can see.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's all we have for this edition of Conversation with Jackson. We have discovered something big about him. It will be in the next edition of Conversation with the Jackson. Coming at you during the table topic round. Ooh. And with that, we are going to go to a word from our sponsors, which is the Toastmaster fundraiser for the World Health Organization. We are raising money for the World Health Organization because of this tragic time. And we are very dedicated to our heroes on the front lines. So we would really appreciate it if you guys could spare some money to help us in our cause for the World Health Organization. And a shout out to our last donors. Kimberly Bass donated $40. Song Gwyn donated $40 as well. And our highest donor, once again, Sridhar S., Song Gwyn and Kimberly Bass, and Meena Bardwaj. Huge shout out to everyone who donated. And
Okay, judges, are you ready?
And let our judge Kimberly announce the winner from the first round. Then we can move on to the second round. Yes.
It's time for the moment of truth.
Yay!
oh God.
Drama.
Who's the winner? Okay, this is stressful.
Same.
So our winners, so moving on to round 2, will be Andrew versus Ansel. And also Shreyas and Issaka. That is our round 2. Congratulations.
Okay. So Andrew versus Anshu. Okay. Anshu. Okay.
I sent it to you in the chat too, Leah, if you want to see it.
Okay, I got it.
Perfect.
Judges, Barman and the Sun, you guys got it. You are the most important person. And Ishika versus Shreyas. Okay, got you. Okay. Okay, I'm the Toastmaster. Kids know I have a stacking of questions, all fun questions. Okay, since we are doing the room, we are going to have everyone answer a different question, so you don't have to hide or leave the room. Okay, kids, are you ready? The first one is Andrew. Are you ready? Okay.
Okay.
What makes you proud? What makes you proud? 1 to 2 minutes.
Wait, me or Anshul?
Andrew.
Oh, okay.
But we're each doing different table topics, right? Or is it the same?
It's different and it's Andrew.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. What makes me proud? Well, there are a lot of things that make me proud, and most of them are components. One of them are things that I work very hard for actually coming true, and 2, people that I help returning it to me. So the first example could be this. I worked very hard for this, and I actually moved on to the second round. I really believed Archis did a really good job. It's a good game. And yeah, that's one example of what makes me extremely proud. Another one is during the 8 sessions, I gave critiques and they also gave me critiques back, which helped me improve a lot. I have multiple examples for the first one that I said, in which what makes me proud is something that I worked very hard for that's actually coming true. So a long time ago, or just a few weeks ago, I became president, and because everybody voted for me, and I just was extremely proud that I actually became president for the first 4 weeks. And these are the things that make me proud.
Nice.
Andrew, with that, we will move on to our next contestant of this round. Jackson, care to introduce him?
The next contestant is Anshul Sharma, one of my personal best friends.
Whoa, okay. Aren't you ready for my question?
Yeah, sure.
Whom do you admire? Whom do you admire?
Okay, timer ready? Okay, when you get asked the question of who you admire, it's a toughie. But to say the truth, I really admire my family and my best friends. Those are the two people that matter to me the most. Family. Why do you think I like them? Of course, they care for me. They love me. They get whatever I want. Without family, life is pretty much pointless. Family helps you push on forward. Family is what helps you go through everything. And now, on the other hand, when you're in school, it's your friends that help you. Friends help you push on forward. If you're sad, if someone's saying something mean to you, your friend stands up for you and your friend helps you. Now, maybe you're thinking, what about your cousins and all? Sure, maybe they help, but the people who matter to me most are my family and my friends. Both those two care for me the most out of every people I know. So, first of all, family always cares for me, there whenever I want them. Same for friends. Friends help me at school no matter what I do. Sometimes say I didn't understand what a teacher said. I can just ask my friend whenever I want. My friend won't reject or anything. They're always there for you when you need them. And so are your parents. Your parents help you if you're hurt. If you really want something like a hoverboard, your parents will get it to you. Parents and friends always care for you. That's why they matter to me the most. Thank you.
Great job, both contestants.
Let's Kimberly and the judges do their magic. And the parents, please feel free to send me your vote for between Andrew and Anshu. Okay.
All right. With that, we have our next edition of Conversation with Jackson. So what we discovered is that he is Arnold Schwarzenegger's stuntman in The Terminator. So, Jackson, I'm pretty sure you remember him from your filming. I'm gonna bet he was a better friend than Keanu Reeves.
Yes, that is one thing that is true. And, well, I had a lot of fun working on his stunts. And one thing that I really liked about him, he was very kind to me and telling me that I did a good job on doing his stunts every time. So, yeah.
Well, that's great coming from you. And it's no surprise he became a politician as well. And also, we know that Arnold Schwarzenegger is famous for his hasta la vista, baby. Can you do your impression?
Hasta la vista, baby.
Ooh, nice. So, what else did you think about the other characters?
The other characters, well, all of them didn't. This is my personal opinion. Don't tell any of them this, but I think Arnold did the best job out of all of them.
Well, he's the lead anyway. Well, but he's not the only legend around here. The director, James Cameron, Titanic, Terminator, Avatar. Can you describe what you went through with him and how he wanted it to be pitch perfect?
Well, for one thing, when I first came to the set, he told me, make it perfect or don't work at all. So then I decided to get right to work, and he told me I did a very good job, and I really appreciated that for how cool the director was. So
the judge is ready for us.
All right, that's all we have from this edition of Conversation with Jackson. Jackson, hit it with the hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, baby. Okay. Moving on.
That's all we have from Conversation with Jackson. And moving on, we're gonna have our next set of competitors.
Okay, so we have Ishika with one table topic. Miss Bai, would you like to tell her?
Yes. Ishka, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the best thing about being a child? What is the best thing about being a child?
So when it comes to child, there are many perks, and I enjoy a lot about being a child. As you probably know, when you see your parents, you see them busy almost half of the time, when we are over here goofing off with nothing to do. I like a lot of things about being a child, honestly, but one of the many perks is that we can watch TV whenever we want. While our parents are doing work or while they're cooking food, we can just binge watch a show at any time. We don't have any restrictions, honestly, because we're free, especially now, because we don't have anything to do because e-learning's over and it's summer break. So we can binge watch anything we want to watch. Another thing is that you can just have free time. You can do any hobby that you want. As I said before, we're really free. So there's many hobbies that you can explore and do. For example, if you really enjoy coding or if you enjoy any sort of art, you can take your time in doing that. That's a lot of things you can do. Lastly, my last perk about being a child is just having fun. Honestly, just laying around doing nothing, like just gazing at the stars or playing with your little brother is probably my favorite perk, because I love spending time with my family and not really friends because, coronavirus, but I love spending time with my family, and that's probably the best perk of all. So those are the perks of being a kid.
All right, I'm gonna hand it over to Jackson.
Now we have Shreyas. Miss Bai, are you ready?
Yes. Shreyas, can you keep a secret? Can you keep a secret?
Wait, before you start, I just want to say something. We have done this in our previous Toastmaster session.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was my brother who did that.
Yeah.
Wait, can we still do it again, or?
Oh, you want me to switch to a different question? Yep.
Sure, let's do that.
Shreyas, what would you like to be able to make? What would you like to be able to make?
Now, these days, there are lots of inventions. NASA creating all these rockets, SpaceX also creating rockets. But one major problem with our time is traffic. Now, if I could make anything and be able to actually accomplish it, I would make a flying car. Because traffic these days is really bad. Sure, coronavirus has kind of stopped all that, but it's like before coronavirus time or after coronavirus ends. These flying cars should become handy for anyone that needs to get somewhere quick, like disabled people. They sometimes need to get to places faster than other people. These flying cars
will also stop all this traffic because you can go up, you can go down, you can go anywhere without a traffic like line. And if we are eventually able to figure out how to use this technology and make cars fly, hopefully we should be able to do it with buildings too soon. Because if we lose all our natural resources and we need to go somewhere else to like another planet, sometimes the ground is too hot. So if we are able to find this technology and put it on buildings, we could move to another planet entirely. This is why I would create a flying car. Thank you.
Okay, great job. And I think that's all our table topic contestants. So now we're gonna have the judges go in and start tallying everyone's scores. And we're gonna have a quick word from our sponsors, the Toastmasters fundraiser for the World Health Organization. So a quick shout out to some of our donors. We have VB who donated $10, Cynthia Martinez donating 10, Stacy Toma donating $10, Chaitra Giridhara with the first ever donation of $25. And our latest donations, Kimberly Bass, Sang Nguyen, and Ash Desai. You have a spot?
Yes, Archie, talking about the fundraising is not about how much we can raise totally. It's the spirit we want to support the right cause for the world. For your kids, I have a challenge. When my daughter was young, and she had a compassion for homeless at downtown every time I walk. She said, Mom, let's donate $2, $5. She was very generous with money from my wallet. But when I challenged her, I said, honey, you have allowance. Can you give your $2 to the homeless? She thought. So same thing for you kids. Your $1 is more valuable than your parents' $100. So if you have $3, $5, give to your mom and dad. They can help to donate. It's not about how much, it's about your gesture. That's my challenge to all the students, okay?
And I would just love it if everyone could get into the spirit, donate some money, help us reach our goal of 1K. Following up with what this Spy said, it's always about the spirit and giving itself. So with that, yeah, please donate if you can.
Parents, send your vote to me, please. I'm totaling that.
So while you guys are waiting, we are going to introduce you to the debate round. So our debate topic is, Jackson, would you like to introduce it?
Dogs are better than cats.
Pro or con debate. I think this is going to be a very interesting topic, and it will be real good to see this lifelong debate over felines and whatever you call dogs.
I'd like to ask a quick question, sorry. Is the time only 3 minutes? So do you want me to just show red at 3 minutes?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's canines, right? Canine versus felines.
Wait, no. So the first person who goes is the pro, and he gives his claymore an impact for 4 minutes. And then if he passes it, he will be disqualified. He or she will be disqualified. And then the con goes. The con can also speak for 4 minutes and then says a rebuttal. You can add a time for the rebuttal if you want.
Yeah, the rebuttal is 1 to 2 minutes. We're not doing a cross-examination.
So can you just please re-clarify that? Because I had 3 minutes of speaking and then 1 to 2 minutes of rebuttal.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
So the first speaker goes for 3 minutes, second speaker goes for 3 minutes, rebuttal 1, rebuttal 2, and there's going to be a winner.
So I will just go red at 3 minutes, please.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Wait, but it's the first person who says the his part, and then it goes to the con, and then they say their rebuttal right after they're done. and then they go back to the first person, and then they say their rebuttal.
Oh, so you're saying speech, rebuttal. Oh, okay, yeah. We can work it like that.
Okay, our judges is ready for the next round.
All right, that is awesome. And we will list the winners from this round to see who will go into the final debate.
To announce the winner, Kimberly. Sorry for that, I forgot about that.
Going into our final debate, we will have Andrew and Shreyas.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Shreyas.
Good job, everyone.
Great job.
Wait, so are we doing a flip a coin? Or a random number generator for the pro or con?
So we are gonna flip a coin. I have a coin right here. I think I got a penny. All right, I've got a coin with me. There we go. Actually, let's get interesting. Let's make Jackson flip it. I'm gonna go over to Jackson and make him flip this coin.
Jackson, make sure you've been fair to both contestants, right?
Yep.
You look handsome sitting there. I love your background. So
coin
you are 9 years old, right?
Is being transported.
Okay. Here we've got the
All
coin.
right. Shreyas is going to call the toss, heads or tails, while it's in the air.
3,
Ready?
2, 1, and you didn't
What's
say
it?
heads. Who said
What
heads?
is it?
It is
All right.
tails.
Which means Andrew gets to pick what side he's on, I think.
I'll go with pro.
Okay.
So dogs are better than cats, and con is cats are better than dogs.
Yes. Ready, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the timer to get set.
Yep.
Okay. Let it be resolved. Dogs are better than cats. Claim. Let it be resolved. Dogs are better than cats based off of the fact that dogs can help save lives and find missing people with the amazing sense of smell. According to GetLeashedMag.com, when given love, dogs can grow upon a person and be completely loyal. Many dogs risk their lives just for the owners. These hounds will also know if a person is hostile or dangerous, and normally a stranger is a threat. They will attack anyone who hurts the owner, and not only saving single people, they can save a whole entire group of people. Dogs are also used in the army, like you see in the movies. They sniff out explosives. Well, in real life, they are used to sniff out drugs and also weapons, which can help the army weapons and fight against enemies way better. So, with all of this, the impact is this is all important because dogs are better than cats, and people should know that dogs will save lives and also keep you happy. So are we doing cross-examination or not?
No.
Okay.
Right. Ms. Shreyas, you have your speech.
So we all know that there's a long fight between which is better, dogs or cats. So both can benefit each human in any way. And sometimes dogs are better than cats in some ways. But I believe cats can be better than dogs. Here are some known health facts that can actually help. If you have weak bones, scientists have actually proved that a cat's purring can actually help heal bones way faster. They can actually put anxiety levels down and put your heart disease rate down. This is very beneficial for like people that are old and have heart disease. It can actually help them
grow their bones and make them stronger rather than make them weaker and not help at all. This is why I believe that cats can be better than dogs in lots of ways. So the everlasting fight is that both are bad and both can be good.
Okay, Shreyas, now you're going to have your rebuttal of Andrew's speech.
So my rebuttal to Andrew's speech about how dogs can be better than cats, sure that dogs can sniff out things, but there are many big cats on planet Earth. We'll talk about the lion, the tiger, and all dogs are just wolves. I mean, they're not really that strong, are they? And as I said earlier, heart disease is a major thing these days. And cats can lower the risk to get heart disease. And I'm pretty sure dogs can't really do that. This is my rebuttal to Andrew.
Okay, next we will have Andrew's rebuttal of Shreyas.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. My opponents, Play More and Impact, stated that there are many cats in the world and also lions and tigers. But how many people die to lions and tigers, or people die to wolves every single year? Well, people die to these cats way more than wolves. Some people get rabies and die, but those are a type of disease which is way more severe than the cats just clawing people to death. But it does not mean that their death is more than to these cats. My opponent also did not have an impact, which means all of it was not important and none of it flows together. He had no actual resource that he gathered this information from, and also he added his own personal emotion in, which is not allowed in a debate. So this is why I urge you to vote for pro or affirmative. This is my rebuttal.
And that is all we have from the debate. The judges will be tallying up everyone's scores. And
here's the final.
Yeah, they will be tallying the scores, and we will have our final winner, which Miss Kimberly Bass will be announcing in a moment. So, and just another word from our sponsor. Even if you don't feel like giving money to our cause, we still thank you for being here. And I hope that all I really hope is that you had a great time listening to all our speeches, our fun interjections with Conversation with Jackson. And it's really all I have to say. And if you haven't donated yet, please spare some money for our cause. I'm just slightly asking, because there are still many people on the front lines who have been left to fend for their own, and they're fending for other people.
Archith, we'd actually all like to thank you because you organized this whole entire event and you made this whole entire thing possible. People followed you.
Thanks, Andrew. Aw, thanks, Jackson. That's real nice. So, as we all know, the judges are still tallying up the scores for the final debate. We will have our big winner announced in a moment. I'm sorry we couldn't find anything else about Jackson. We still don't know that much about him. So we don't have another edition of Conversation with Jackson to keep y'all amused. But I think Jackson might not be afraid to say a few words about himself, this event, and how he loved the opportunity. Jackson, you have the floor.
Okay, so first, you want me to talk about myself, right?
Yep.
So,
opportunity to be here.
Well, this opportunity lets you to know my favorite color. My favorite color has always been a mystery to everyone, But now I shall reveal. My favorite color is red.
You can
That's
see it
why
on
I'm
your
wearing a red bow tie. And next, this opportunity was a great opportunity to show my skills of hosting and speaking, and I hope you enjoyed my hosting, and I hope you have had a great time here, and I hope you enjoyed my hosting, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
We
No
thank
need to be
you.
afraid,
By the way, Archie,
Jackson.
thank you for organizing this event and giving me this awesome opportunity.
Artists, our judges are ready.
Our judges are ready, which is the big winner. All right, everyone, turn on your mics and do a big drum roll. I also would wish that you turn on your video so we can see you go.
Yeah, parents,
All ready?
unmute yourself. Okay, we can afford a little bit noise now. Okay.
Everyone can give your. Okay.
Okay.
Everyone, start drum rolling. Start drum rolling, everyone.
And our winner for Speech Madness tonight is
Andrew.
Andrew.
Thank you, everybody.
Great job.
Thank you,
Good
everybody.
job, Andrew.
Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations, Andrew. Congratulations.
You deserved it.
I
Congratulations.
actually really think Anshul did way better than me, based off of the fact that he improved way. I mean, he's 2 years younger than us.
Well, I
So,
guess I am not.
He deserves it.
I have a feeling like if I was to vote in the table topic round, I honestly would have voted for Anshul. I just loved how he was so young and he was just so brave enough to come out here and go up against all these other teens who had already had like some experience speaking. So a big shout out to Anshul.
And he won brother rivalry.
I think I can say that Adi is pissed right now.
Not pissed. He did a very good.
Personally, I think my brother did a really good job.
Well, that's real nice.
I'm glad that Anshu did a really good job. I'm proud of him.
Jackson,
I think my brother deserves
say to
to
our
win.
winner. Jackson, you have something to say to our winner, Andrew.
But hold on, before Jackson goes, I'd like to declare Andrew as the ultimate Toastmaster. I just came up with
Yes, a toast to him actually. I'm sitting my piggy bank over here. A toast to our
Toast.
Foot roller.
A toast.
Toast to Andrew.
Foot roller.
A toast.
I also want to make a.
Toast to my glasses.
I would like to make a toast too. I would like to make a toast to Miss Bai for all her efforts with this whole group. She has done an amazing job training you guys, and today's show was definitely a testament. I'm sure every parent here is so proud to see their child speaking like this. And being a Toastmaster myself, looking at you guys take on table topics so well, I am super impressed. Great job. Thank you so much, Miss Leah, for all your efforts with this group.
Let's give Archie also a big round of a hand.
Thank you all parents for sending your children to me, not knowing me. Thank you for your trust. This is the highlight of my Toastmaster education journey. I truly enjoy your kids. They are awesome. You can tell that, right? And this is just the beginning. They are only teenager. One is only 9, and they have a sky is their limit. So keep doing what you're doing for them and challenging them to be their best. It's my honor. Kids, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank everyone in this whole meeting for being here and supporting us on.
Yes, a big thank you to everyone who's here. And before I asked Jackson if he had any words for our winner. Jackson, you want to say something?
So, at first, when the competition started, I was betting on not Andrew, but someone else. But now that he's won, I feel really happy for him. And that haircut he's got is really great.
Oh, you have it too.
I congratulate you, Andrew, and you shall, for your prize, I will give you my mic.
It's a
Don't worry,
big.
I already have a foot roller. Don't worry.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all we have from this edition of Speech Madness, fundraiser for the World Health Organization. Everyone, all I care about is that you had a great time listening to us all. I also only care that the children had a great job. They did great with their speeches. No hard feelings on anyone. So, yeah.
March is
And last but not least,
why are you calling us children?
thank you all our judges and helpers. Without you, this contest would not exist. Sang, Barman, and Kimberly, thank you for spending your Monday night with our children here.
No hard feelings on everyone. We all are in this as a team.
Yeah, you all did a very good job. So no hard
Marcus,
feelings.
can you wrap up?
You did your best, and that's what matters.
All right, Jackson,
should
you
wrap up.
want to wrap it up for everyone? Jackson, you want to wrap it up?
Oh, okay. So, thank you all for coming here, and I hope we've reached our goal. Even if you couldn't donate, I really respect for all of you for being here. Thank you. Jackson out.
You guys so awesome. Thank you for
Good job, everyone.
Thank you, parents. I'm going to send the recording link to you guys. You can do whatever you want with your kids' awesome presentation, okay? Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Good night.
Congratulations.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Everyone did great.
Bye.
I think if we keep this up, none of us are gonna leave.
I'm going to kick you guys out, okay?